Okay, hello everyone. This is Pradyumna, and in this video, I shall be speaking in favor of the statement that says uh, sh- smart technologies has been making us dumb. So, like, smart technology has been in our lives since past 10 years or so. Like, it started in our in early 2000s and still going on now. And as a result of this seamless integration of smart technology in our daily life, we now have remarkable real time access to information. But have we ever considered to weigh out the pros and cons of this increasing connectivity? Some people believe that we get hooked on our smartphones, which is an integrated part of us, which is an integrated part of smart technology. Some people believe that we get so isolated in our own echo chamber, we lose our capacity to think properly as a consequence of our dependencies on these smart technologies. My question here is, what if we really have become dependent on smart technologies and are no longer in charge of are no longer in charge of our own decisions, or are these issues just some exaggerated version from some conspiracy theorists? Let's get into more interesting matters now. The level of machinization in our everyday life has increased even further, moving from abacus to a calculator, from different software to mobile applications, from an automatic switch button to autopilots. Like, you can see the huge evolution, or what you say, modernization of different form of smart technologies. And to be honest, we have been depending on this technology rather than rather than engaging in physically demanding job or recreations, which has in which has of course declined our cognitive capacities. For instance, this is a calculator, very handy. Love this invention. I i love it, I use it. And if someone were to ask me to multiply 5 by 35, I wouldn't be able to do that because I have had the habit of using the calculator since I was in my 11th grade. And this is one of the example that, yes, modern techno or sorry smart technologies has been making us dumb. Now, getting to another point, one, like, our capacity to think deeply and critically has been significantly hampered as a result of fundamental changes brought about by internet, which serves the primary medium through which we read, we write, we acquire knowledge, right? And our inability to efficiently multitask is compounded by the fact that continual distraction posed by our digital media has weakened has both weakened and despaired our attention. The use of social media results sorry the use of excess social media results in the formation of echo chambers, which restricts us from broadening our vision. We are more familiar with ourselves than to the major players of technical giants like Elon Musk, or the Windows guy, or the Zuckerberg guy. And When they treat us as if we are nothing more than a collection of data, we have lost, they have defeated us to the point where we've lost our ability to make our own decisions, don't you think? Now, as I was talking about social media and smartphones in my previous point, like, let's get into it. It seems like every app on everyone's phone has been trying to notify them about something or the other. All of them have so much valuable information and knowledge to give us, which is really fascinating. And as a result, the only thing people do all the day is tap icons or those red dots on the phone. Uh, and to my surprise, it is equivalent to a digital wackadoodle, don't you think? And in fact, some new data show that typically an individual uses their smartphones from 80 to 150 times per day, right? And when you have to take a break every 10 to 12 minutes just to check your smartphones or your notifications, don't you think the productivity, the efficiency level of the work suffers? Well, it is true that we've been able to do amazing things thanks to the power of modern technology. To be sure, it has enabled us to tackle previous intraceable issues, but on a fundamental level, all these sophisticated technologies has rendered us illiterate. Technology is mostly because technology exists mostly because we've come to rely on it so heavily, from everything, like from the most basic needs to the most complex task. Like for instance, if I were to ask you, uh, without using Google, just tell me the first female CEO of Fortune 500 company. There, you don't know the answer. Without Google, you don't know the answer to that. And after a while, if you don't utilize what you got, that is your cognition, your storage power, your storing capacity, like for instance the muscle, if you don't use it, it's gonna be useless. Yeah, you gotta use it, you gotta utilize it to keep it running, to keep it functioning, right? And the answer to my question is Kathleen Graham from the Washington Post, the first female CEO. All right, my like one of the other point in my argument is that, say at a restaurant you're there, have you ever paid attention to your surrounding? I bet you $100 that you have not, because you are glued to your phone. Like, or if you have, like, have you ever noticed some person sitting on a restaurant glued to their phone like you have, like, yes, hundreds of people gathered around on a table with the people they care about, staring at their screens, texting or watching or God knows doing what. And I mean, I can't even, I don't even have the words to describe this, but in many ways, technology has reduced the size of the world by allowing us to access the world through a small device that fits in your pocket, in our pocket. In addition to this, like, our connections have been more distant, and now we communicate through WhatsApp or Viber instead of face to face interactions. And finally, to sum this up, in order to avoid being too reliant on technology, it may be necessary for us to first understand and realize this fact. We compared in person interactions, digital talks, and these two things are like two different coins, not even two sides of a coin. They are two different, totally different coins. I mean, using smart technologies to overcome communication hurdles is a positive development. I mean, say I'm somewhere on the west side of the Western Hemisphere, my friend is somewhere in the Eastern Hemisphere, and technology has over helped us to has helped to overcome our communication hurdle. But there are downside to this, and it is to rely on technology instead of meeting in person. And although technology has altered the way we do business, but I believe we should pay more attention in altering ourselves as individuals, because I'm concerned that it is improving our output being human. Thank you.